Australia is known for its beaches, wildlife, and laid-back culture. But beneath the sunburnt beauty lies a history soaked in silence, a history of stolen lives, brutal policies, and deep scars that still bleed today. This is not just history. This is a dark chapter of a nation. The forgotten people, Indigenous Australians. Long before British ships landed in 1788, Australia was home to thriving Aboriginal and Torres Strait Islander communities. These were people with complex languages, deep spiritual beliefs, and connections to the land that spanned over 60,000 years. But that changed forever with colonization. The British declared the land terra nullius, nobody's land, ignoring the very existence of its First Nations people. What followed was nothing short of cultural erasure. Land was taken. Sacred sites were destroyed. Communities were massacred. Massacres and violence, a hidden war. Between the late 1700s and early 1900s, there were hundreds of frontier massacres. Aboriginal men, women, and children were slaughtered in retaliation for resisting colonization or simply for being in the wrong place. Many of these killings were never punished. Some weren't even recorded. It was a quiet war, one Australia rarely speaks about in textbooks. The stolen generations, broken families. From 1910 to the 1970s, Australian governments and churches implemented policies that forcibly removed Indigenous children from their families. These children, known today as the stolen generations, were placed in institutions or with white families. The goal? To assimilate them, to erase their culture and identity. The trauma of these separations still echoes through generations. Many never saw their families again. Many never recovered. Racism written into law. Did you know that until 1967, Indigenous Australians weren't even counted in the national census? They were denied basic rights, to vote, to own property, to access education. Entire lives lived as second-class citizens in their own land. It wasn't just racism from individuals, it was racism written into law. Modern consequences, the scars remain. Today, the impact of this dark past is still visible. Indigenous Australians face higher rates of poverty, imprisonment, suicide, and lower life expectancy. Their voices are still fighting to be heard in a system that was never built for them. Hope and healing, not the end of the story. But this isn't just a story of pain. It's also one of resistance, resilience, and revival. Indigenous communities across Australia are reclaiming their languages, preserving their traditions, and demanding recognition. In 2023, the country voted on the Voice to Parliament, a proposed constitutional reform to give Indigenous people a formal say in laws that affect them. Though the referendum failed, the conversation continues. Australia is still writing its story, and the next chapter can be brighter, if the truth is acknowledged. History isn't always sunshine. Sometimes, it's shadow. And only by facing the dark can a nation ever hope to heal.